Hey guys, so I am officially graduated from uni, and what that means is I'm going to be spending a lot more time in my little makeshift art studio, or rather art corner as I like to call it, because it is in fact the corner of the room. But I have this big blank wall here that I'm gonna fill up with some of my art so it's not as blank. You get the point. So yeah. So one of the first paintings I will be hanging up is this one. This piece I taught Chunga, after, of course, the legendary Moon Goddess. For those of y'all who do not know, I am part Chinese, and I really just love the legend, and I thought it would be super fun to paint it with watercolors. I love how this came out, especially the cloud portion. It did unfortunately get a little damaged, and I just have not got around to fixing it, but I still want to keep it displayed because this pretty little lady has been sitting on my desk, and I just think that my art should be showed, even if it is just to me. So usually you could hang up art a few different ways. For now, I'm working with what I have, which is little binder clips that you just put onto the edge. A professor taught me this, and then you just stick a thumbtack through the other side. That way, you don't really damage the piece with a thumbtack, because that is always kind of a risk. Of course, there are probably better ways to hang it, but like I said, we're working with what there is. Next up, we have a study. Like I said, it's just a study. It's not anything particularly special, but I do love it, and it was one of my first couple of things that I ever did with a fountain pen, which was a really nice experience, honestly. Like, if you guys get the chance or are interested in using a fountain pen to make art, I would highly recommend it. I think it's so much fun, especially the way you can water down the ink and essentially use it like a watercolor. I think that it's a really fun way to experiment. So I just really love the red too. Up next, we have this also watercolor with some line work done with ink, just like a regular micron pen. And this is just really fun. I made this 4 years ago. It's been a long time, but it was one of like my first paintings back into watercolors. Fun fact, I actually started painting with watercolors. It was a sort of happy accident. I didn't actually know that the paint I was using was watercolor. I always functioned under the assumption that watercolors came in little pans, or just like little blocks basically of paints. Come to find out, they can also come in tubes. I just never bothered reading the tubes. They were gifted to me, so I don't know. 10-year-old me was just very impressed with paint, and I just assumed they were acrylic, which is actually why the way I paint with acrylic is heavily influenced by the way I learned how to paint with watercolor, which helps me get like those really flat colors with acrylic. And yeah, it's a whole thing. I feel like that could be a separate video, honestly. So here's how we're looking so far. I kind of want to do like a staggering kind of thing, but I don't know exactly where I should put stuff. Oh yeah, this is the second, third, oh no, This is an acrylic painting I made of Paul Walker. This was a class assignment. It didn't have to be of Paul Walker, but it was basically just a complementary color sort of study. Pick a movie scene, choose two colors, complementary colors, and work from there. And I really love how it came out. I think this was one of like the first portraits I had painted, and I really love like blocking out the values. This is definitely where I learned that. It was like, oh, blocking out colors like this is so much fun. I want to do it more. And that was part of the assignment, was to do that, to sort of see the difference in value, but I just love the style of it. Okay, so I lowered this one, and I'm thinking I'll put this one here because I do have like a rectangular one that I could maybe fit in here. That way it's like the spacing is a little bit less weird, I think. And because this is just a printed piece of paper, I'm just sticking a thumbtack into it. It's fine. I am gonna have to do something about these leaves. Maybe over there? Over here? Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out eventually. But I think for now, we are good. I like that it isn't so blank anymore. It's got some fun color, some a little bit more gray, muted, that is completely washed out. I did very light pastel colors for that. Nevertheless, I love it, and I think it'll be a fun addition. This is a little sneak preview of a painting that I'm making of my dog. I was actually very hesitant to draw or paint dogs or any sort of animals until my first year of uni, where I quite literally had to do an animal for an assignment, and after that I loved it. So, moral of the story, do what you're uncomfortable doing, because you might be really good at it. This will be the last one I'm hanging up, at least for now. This is actually, I have such a complicated relationship with this piece. I called it the Panopticon. Basically, it is like body image issues, especially like now, like with the internet and like social media, it's like a whole nother ballgame. And this is actually my own body, which adds a little bit to my I don't even know what you would call it, like reluctance to show it to people. I posted it once and then hid it in my closet. I didn't even personally want to look at it. Usually when I don't want other people to see it, I just put it up in my room. But this one I put in my closet. But I feel like now's a good time to bring it out. I feel like I've come to terms with it. So I did take down this one just because of the positioning. I have to fix that. So I'm thinking here. I feel like here is good. I don't have more of these right now, so what I do is I put it right below the edge. That way it just sort of like holds it. It's a little empty here, but I might have something later to put up. Actually, I think I'm just gonna take off one of these clips because I feel like if I leave it like that, it's just gonna warp a little more than I want it to. Is that in the middle, guys? I don't know. Also, I really do want to invest in one of those like graphite, like charcoal, like spray fixers. I don't know what it's called. But it's basically so that the graphite doesn't smudge. Which, with how many graphite drawings I end up doing, I feel like I should have bought it a long time ago. But that's the thing about being a broke artist. You don't always get to buy things you want to buy. How are we feeling? I feel like that's good, right? Okay. So I think now we should move this over here. But then there's like this whole empty space that I don't love. What do you guys think? Over here? Maybe lower? How does that look? I feel like I kind of like it here. It's a nice sandwich of color, I think. Okay, yeah. That is what we shall do for now. I think that works. What do you guys think? I'm not mad at it, but I'm not in love. Well, that will be all. I hope, I don't know. I don't think this video gave any value whatsoever. It was just me yapping and not even helpful yapping at that. So, I shall see you guys in the next video if you watch this video. I don't know, guys. Have a nice day.